to me. It's like, seriously though, like, do you not understand how cheating in video games work? It's like saying though, like, every co-op party game where everybody brings their Xboxes to like one house pretty much is just a group of cheaters. Or everybody who brings their Nintendo DS's kind of thing like to one place is cheating because, you know, there's multiple consoles in there, and it's like, just because like I have two Switches. I have two Switches with two Nintendo Switch Pro controllers. One controlling one of the Switches and the other one controlling the other Switch. Just because I'm playing on both and tapping A on one, or tapping A on both, and then when the raid is done, close the one that started the raid, and then rinse repeat. That's not cheating. That's just grinding. Is it a very boring grind? Of course it is. It's a very boring grind. Why would that be interesting to some people? I mean, it's the same thing as going on like any kind of RPG that has a random drop rate. Same idea. Like, if you really think about it, like if an enemy drops like a sword as a 1% drop, and you continuously try to farm and get that one item, is that tedious? Or you consider cheating if you have if you have three friends helping you? No. Like, again, that's what I don't understand though. It's the context of the situation. That's what matters though. Am I still putting in the effort to grind this one thing down? Yes. There is no external method of, like, did I hack the den? No, I didn't. If I hacked the den, you think I would put a 5-star raid that gives you 999 of every object. But then there would be no need to grind the den, because I can get 999 of every item. Or even then, like, it's a 5-star den that can give you all that stuff. It's like, then I only need to do it once, and then that's it. And even then, I would need my computer in order to code that den. And I would need also a hackable Switch, or a homebrewable Switch. Do I have one of those? No, I don't. So again, I have to say this again. It's like, then how am I cheating? By spending $500 more on a Nintendo Switch with a Pro controller. And I think the last ever, like, a book cover case for the Switch itself. And then same idea, like, I don't understand how that works. Like, I don't understand that logic. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around, like, the logic that entails, and it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand how that works, to be honest. The way that my mind works with that kind of stuff, though, is that, like, if you're gaining an advantage by an external source or by an external method, then it's cheating. Which makes sense. But the way that I'm, in this case, cheating is by using a separate console. It's like telling your friend, "Hey, can I borrow your Xbox controller because I need two to do this one exploit?" It's like the same as doing that. Are you cheating? Yes. Are you exploiting the game? Yes. But this isn't an exploit in the same sense, though. Or at least for this sort of, like, in quotations, like, circumstances, different. Because I just skipped through the borrowing part, and technically I'm not really exploiting the game, I'm using the game's own internal functions to my own benefit. I don't even know where the poker flute is. I don't even know if I have it, to be honest. I think I need to go further to the game for that, I guess. Okay. I know where I need to go then. I have an idea of where I need to go. Anyway. Yeah, so by cheating, I mean, like, alright, so put into context of the homebrew Switch, or to bring it back to that, let's say I extract my Scarlet save, alright? I extract my Pokemon Scarlet save, and I throw it onto PK Hex, so I can give myself 30 of each legendary. Now, is that considered cheating? Yes. Because, did I get those legendaries legitly? No, I didn't. Maybe I got one of those legendaries legitimately, because let's say I got 30 Koraidons. One of them's legitimate because, well, I did catch it. I have video footage of me catching it, and that is the one that I caught. So obviously, there is some proof that I caught it legitimately, as you will find on my channel. However, if I somehow have 30 Koraidons, you should ask yourself, are all those Koraidons actually legitimately captured? Or did I somehow not legitimately capture them all? And that's the whole point of that. Is that if I wanted to make 20 or not just 20, but let's say like 20 of each legendary even, same idea. Like, did I cheat for them or did I not cheat for them? You gotta put your own sort of like how do you word it that it makes sense too? I can't think of a way to do it though. But yeah, similar thing too. Like, it depends on where you get it from. From what I remember, Sword and Shield was the first one that introduced hackable Pokemon in the surprise trade format. Or at the very least, like, it was the one that was, like, it was more, like it was more I don't want to say mainstream either. But it was more noticeable. Pretty much. It was more noticeable because literally you had what was one of them that I kept hearing about? I don't want to give them any advertisement either, so I want to see if they're actually closed down or not. Are they still there? No? Good. So one of the ones that I heard a lot about was Machamp.com. Or some other sites like that. I think I got one, and that probably was the main reason why I know that one. And you know what I did? I quickly told myself that I should release it, and that's exactly what I did. I don't even remember what the Pokemon was. But I know for a decently long time, I chose to delete certain Pokemon. And I know for a fact that, like, I did a lot of surprise trading very early on in Sword and Shield, mainly just to finish the Pokedex off, because I think this was before Pokemon Home was even created. Yes, I think this was before Pokemon Home was even announced. Because I don't think Pokemon Home existed for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And even then, it wouldn't make any sense for Pikachu and Eevee to happen anyway. So yeah, so I think it was... Sword and Shield that Pokemon Home was announced for it. And we were waiting for a decently long time for it to come out. I think it was like it was said to come out before, I think, Isle of Armor or something like that. It said, I think, early 2020 or something like that, and it's like, okay, we're past like January kind of thing. We're still waiting for it. And I think around this time, I think somebody asked me, like, am I excited for the new, I think it was the Terraria version, and I said, of course I'm ready for it. And how I play the new, and how I play games like that is that, especially for Minecraft, you could definitely tell right off the bat, though, that, like, I like starting with already existing items. Mainly because, like, the beginning part of any of the beginning part of, like, any kind of game is very, very boring. Like, if you start, like, a fresh new Minecraft world, you're gonna get bored of the first 2 hours. Because you're doing everything again. And again, and again. That's why for Serica Craft in general, we made a rule that, like, you can bring one thing that you've created beforehand, and you can bring it to the next world. The reason why we did this is to eliminate that sort of, like, that boredom. Like, oh, I have to play Minecraft 1.20 with all brand new stuff. It's like, no, you don't have to. You can just make something in vanilla Minecraft that you like within a structured block, and then boom, done. Or if you want, you can have an amulet creation. Now we have separate rules for which one's being added. For amulet creation, you can only place it once and you can't move it at all. So it's like, pick a plot and it stays there. It's not being moved at all. But if you have a structure block creation, then sure, you can move it if you want. Like, you can move it if you want to. Like, nobody's going to tell you that you can't move a structure block creation from world to world, or even during that world too. So let's say, though, that, like, you build a home in single player that only uses one structure block, and you want to go into the server and go from spawn. You want to spawn into the house, pretty much, just so you have a basis of operations at the beginning, so you can do all your needless grinding at spawn and then sort of branch outward. That's completely fine. The only thing that we ask, though, is that when you're done with saving the construction, have a way that, like, it can be removed with, like, a flick of a switch or something like that. That's why for Voracle and I think Rosaria Base has one too. They both have a method of just, like, deleting. Yeah, so like what I mean by that is that like it's the same thing of how I did with Varkle, I think. Varkle, I kept moving it around each and every way in 1.16. And even for Rosaria base, they both had ways that they could just remove themselves because I had a decision, or I had to make the decision itself to completely have a method for them to delete themselves from where they're currently located, and not just like be able to do that, but just to have that as an option.